At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jah.
And I am Anthony Sie, and welcome to Focus on Liberia, where we educate, we elevate, and promote all things Liberia. If you are just joining us, we want to say a pleasant welcome to the morning edition of our program here at Focus on Liberia. Please do us the usual favor we ask by sharing this broadcast with your contact. We have a young Liberian activist, an advocate, comfortably seated in studio with us. Something happened just yesterday, and he was manhandled. He has become this lone protester. He has become this one-man campaigner, an advocate for what he sees as wrong and what he wants to see to be done in the nation Liberia. Our guest in studio today is Advocate MacClean Renner. Oh, Mr. Renner, it's good to see you. Welcome to Focus on Liberia. How you doing?
Thank you, so kind, veteran Anthony, and thank you to the folks in the diaspora. It is a great opportunity for a young man like me to be invited on this platform. I must admit it is a rare one, but I can say to you that I'm fine. I'm fine. I just came from the hospital, and Theo went for me at the hospital, and then he said that, but then we go so you have the interview. So after the a little bit treatment, we just came here for the interview. But however, I bless God for life that in fact I can have the opportunity once more again to discuss on critical national issues that affect the sustainability of Mama Liberia and to the forward of this country. So thank you for the opportunity.
We want to say thank you for accepting our invitation during this time when you are going through pains because you got manhandled by the security forces at the Capitol building for a one-man protest that you carry on by breaking down banners mounted at the Capitol building that you consider to be more like campaign materials, and you argue that this is not campaign time, and the images of these political actors should not be on the Capitol building. And when that happened, you got manhandled and you are in pain, and you said just now that you went to the hospital. We will not show a video of you carrying on your protest at the Capitol. And we will also see in the video how security officers at the Capitol building came and took you away and dragged you. And after that, we will resume the interview. Watch, folks.
Sure. And you see he's taking down the billboard that was just placed here. And the president announced or addressed the nation. So we say welcome to TV Online, wherever you're watching from. Her name is MacClean Renner. And you see he's tearing. So we ask that wherever you're watching from, share the video. MacClean Renner, the grounds of the Capitol building, and we understand the Vice President is here. The Chief Justice is also here in session. The DA boss is here. And so you see, the guy is saying that according to him, this is the sound of campaigning. So he is taking down the billboard. So DTV Online, my name is Jefferson Perry. We're coming to you live from the grounds of the Capitol building. So you see, this is what's happening here right now. He said, according to him, this is not campaign time. We are not in the period of campaign. So he's taking down the banner. He took down the one representing Kaluba, Yeke Kaluba put up. And so the President's State of the Nation billboard is what he's now putting down. And we see security coming down. Security has come.
All right, Comrade MacClean, let's stop it there. So there you were at the grounds of the Capitol, And in the video, we saw a banner carrying the picture of Speaker Buffer Chambers, Pro Tem Albert Shea, Vice President Joel Howard Taylor, and the President of the Republic of Liberia. And they mounted that banner there for the just ended sonar delivered by the President. And they said the image was intended to show these leaders, to befit the occasion. And since then, those the banner have been there. And then later on, Yeke Koluba, seeing that as well, said, well, how can you continue to have this banner here carrying the pictures of people who are with the CDC? So he took one that he had designed, carrying Elizana Belende Cummings' picture, and another one carrying Jose Yumambwaka. And you are saying, this is not fair. This is not right. This is in violation. So let's talk about that before we get to the part where the security forces came at you. Why you feel that it was not right to have banners carrying the pictures of the political actors to be at the state capital?
Thank you. The first thing we should look at here as a country is peace. As a young man, I have not come in full swing with conflict before, but all my life I have lived and see conflict around the world, Africa and West Africa at large. If you were to look at what were happening on grounds here, the momentum of violence that were erupting and growing rapidly in the minds of Liberians, in the minds of our citizens, vis-a-vis those government officials, whether independent, whether you were running party ticket or not. If you were to look at the violence that posture were erecting in our society, trust me, it were the rightful action. Not only that, you listen to Honorable Yeke Koluba, who said to us that in fact it is because the president posted in a capital ground is on the basis of that himself. They printed two different party posters, Nible, the ANC, and the Unity Party. Carried there at the capital Benin, you saw some guys from the opposition taking photo, posting it on social media, creating a division at Capitol Hill, which of course everybody is aware. 2 days ago, apparently 3 days ago, you listen to NEC. NEC has spoken that in fact the banner at the Capitol Benin and the one that are on the street poses threat and undermines our election law, Sector 12 of our election law. Today, I'm saying often we speak and speak without action being attached to our speaking. That which you agree with me, this country aren't moving forward because we have more people that can talk and talk with all no action. Condemnation is good, but your condemnation must be fed with action. If you're a biblical person, the Bible says, faith without action, make that faith a dead faith. That's what happened in our country. My action yesterday at the Moral City Cup at Capitol Benin were in the rightful interest of our country. Today, as I speak with you, I have watered down the violence in our heart. It have watered down the violence in our mind. It have watered down the violence on the street. Because, trust me, there were people that were saying that in fact they too were going to put the placard out. And I'm speaking for you right now. If you visit District 16, where Abu Kamara is a lawmaker, he has already put out a placard there saying, here, President, we are, vote President, we are. Which, of course, I got the information yesterday evening, and if I recover for it, we will go and take that banner down, all other banner that is on the street. So, people are using this incident to violate our laws in our country, thinking that Liberia is the lawless country. No, This country is not a lawless country. We must
MacClean.
work in the comfort of law.
So talking about working in the confines of the law, according to you, the National Election Commission put out a statement stating that those posters are in violation of Section 12, if I heard you right, of the election laws of Liberia, and that those who are in this business of putting these placards around are in violation. And you are talking about people should not take matter into their own hands. So your action, you justify it as saying, hey, even the Bible says faith without action is dead. We are a country of law, something you agree with. So why couldn't you complain to NEC? Why couldn't you file a lawsuit instead of taking matter into your own hands? What makes you think you acted legally?
Thank you. The first thing I did, I exhausted two processes. The first process I did was I went at the grounds of the Capitol building. I told the people at the Capitol building that, in fact, this is not called for. Our society aren't called for your days. And if you guys there at Capitol building cannot do the rightful thing at the rightful time to save the image of this country, I'm going to take the necessary risk to do that. I went at NEC. I engaged the NEC administrative director on the issues. And then he said to me, we have read our press statement on it, and effectively, Thursday, before 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, you will see us taking all of those posters down. If you look at the time in which that I did that, it was around 1:42, 1:49 up to 2 o'clock when I started that. I waited patiently, thinking that the NEC would have disbursed worker on the street to take down those placards, but none of us, no one never came and they never listened. So, as an activist who have exhausted those two processes, and somebody says I should go to the court, I agree. I'm not working there in the Republic of Liberia. I've tried my best to raise issues from a meager resources that other people can chip in once in a while. And I'm speaking to you now, I finished zero problem in my school. I've not paid my last year arrear on my campus. I still will enter this year. So these are all issues. You can say to me that if I'm going to the Supreme Court, I did talk to a lawyer. He said to me, MacClean, you can file that you can go to the court and report NEC. Then NEC will be on an obligation to come up on that. But I said NEC have already made a statement, and NEC have not taken. I'm not.
So you did not follow the advice of your lawyer. You did not follow the advice of the lawyer you consulted.
No, he said two things involved. He said it's either you go to the court and file against NEC, or you go at the Capitol building or whatsoever and carry a camera there, and then you can take it down, because that's a pure violation of our law. So the two one, I waited it, I put it in the microscope and look at it. I don't have money to file in Liberia, a dime go to the court is not an easy process. I wish I could have money to do that. You can attest to it. Other people that are listening can attest to it. So the only way out.
MacClean, we all hear the stories, but hold on now. You said you went to the Capitol and you spoke to people and brought the issue to their attention. What specifically were you told that they did not follow, for which you decided to take those posters down? And who did you meet, by the way?
Thank you. I met with some workers that work in the various lawmaker office. I recently discussed with the one of I think the deputy maintenance there for the building. I talked to one or two security there on the issue too also. But if you were to look at the argument that they all put for, is that they are all afraid of putting that poster down because of the threat that were written on that poster from whether the position or the opposition. You are on record and you are aware that Yaga Kodoba did make a statement that anyone that will touch his banner, he will retaliate. And you understand that in fact the government too also allow for Yaga Kodoba to put that poster on, because they themselves too also have violated the law. So The both parties in our country.
Those you spoke to, the individual you spoke to who work at the Capitol, did they tell you that they were going to inform the leadership of the legislature about your concern? Did they tell you that?
My concern at the legislature was crystal clear because I went live. Some people carried it live there also. I raised the issue on live. Some people followed it also. So it was crystal clear that there's a total violation of our law, and we cannot have this at the Capitol building where you should be representing the law, and then you are breaking the law right here. This is the place that craft the law for our society. If this place try to undermine the law, how will other people take that place to be serious? So it was on grounds that after all of those consultations, reading that from net, going over to the court, going over to Capitol building, and all of that, I understand that people were acting too reluctant, maybe fear, maybe this, maybe that. So I decided, I said, well, we have to take this step in the rightful interest of our country. And I did it. I did it to water down what today have watered down in our society.
So MacClean, did you not see the need to write a communication to the leadership of the legislature? Did you not see the need? Or so talk to me, did you? Or did you need to see the need to do so?
I'm on record in this country before I can engage into any advocacy of writing uncountable letters to whoso entity. I'm on record of writing letters at alleges when I raise the issue of alleges. I'm on record of writing letters at Fund Ministry. I'm on record here of writing letter to the Monrovia Corporation where our brutal lands brought their light. I'm on record of writing letter to the National Election Commission where of recent I staged a protest calling for them to pin the bidding. All of those letters in our society have been sent and copy. We have copy of them. Have never at no point in time received a redress from them.
So this time you did not write a letter because previous letters you wrote into different organized institutions, you did not get a reply.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing?
This time what I did was I did consultation. I went to the court, I did consultation. I went on the grounds of Capitol bidding, I did consultation. I went on the grounds of the NEC, I did consultation, and then I went to other stakeholders and captured their views. And also we went back on KSQ to also get what is the authoritative view for the people that is feeding this speech. Honestly, I can safely say to you that in fact, there were a growing violence in our country. Trust me, other political parties like NUDP, like Dr. Karen's Massacre, and other guys who were often on a daily basis coming to put on the placard. But for the action now, they will not put on the placard out because they are aware that in fact we will put this country back on course. We will work to the peace and sustainability of this country. So I try my best to exhaust all of those process, but the overall idea here is that we did what we could do in the best interest of our country.
So you think you have succeeded here, and if you have succeeded in any shape and form, what specifically did you achieve with this lone protest action that you took?
It does not mean this have succeeded. It is the Liberian people that have succeeded in this cause, because I understand that in fact, number one, who started it, but there were vast majority of Liberians who had it in the heart, even in the diaspora, had it in the heart that in fact, you can have a campaign, pre-campaign, prior to the opening of campaign. So it is the Liberian people that have succeeded in their struggle. As I speak with you now, there is a growing momentum in various communities group who are mobilizing to take down every placard from the street. As I speak with you now, I received uncountable calls. To talk to none less than 6 to 7 different groups in various communities along the Monrovia belt. As I talk to you now, maybe from here, I'm going at the Duba Road. Duba Road, there's a big meeting. It's being held at Duba Road in a youth community. They have scheduled this meeting. I promise I will be there. They are want to join me in the struggle to go and take down all of those placards. So I brought back the consciousness of Liberians that in fact there is a need for us to stand for our right in this society. We cannot allow for the society to go down the drain because there were men, there were women, there were boys, there were girls who fought for the society to where it is now. And we ourselves too must fight for it and turn it over to the next generation. So as I speak right now, there are a lot of people who are willing to join. Is that maybe because of the financing and all of that? But people are calling me on a daily basis for them to join me, for to get on the street and put all of those placards down as I speak with you now. So it is the Liberian people that are wanting this. It's not me. I'm not going to take self-glory for this. It is the Liberian people.
Advocate MacClean, the placards that we've seen around, and maybe you have observed also, the word vote is not on any of them to the best of my observation. So the individuals who posted these banners and placards around contend that they are not campaigning. They didn't say vote for, say, Joseph Walker, say Cummings, say we are. And so they are not in any violation in any shape and form. What is your counter argument to their position here?
You don't have to put vote before you know that in fact it is meant for campaign purpose. You don't have to say vote this or vote X and Y, Z. No. You saw of recent the quote unquote a poster that is all on our street.
Mm-hmm.
Today, you can barely witness that in fact the opposition are angry. Other political parties are also angry. Why you will see one man poster just all on the street campaigning, doing pre-campaign.
And who is that one man?
It is the president of the Republic of Liberia. It's Excellency President George Monrovia. And if that's worry for campaign purpose, the National Election Commission wouldn't have called press conference on it.
But MacClean, the folks in the CDC and supporters of President Weah contend that when the CPP had a We Are Tired Suffering rally, there were teachers carrying the picture of Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings, and they did it because they were having a rally. So similarly, they too are having their 1 million man march rally, and that's why they had pictures of President Weah on t-shirts and placards around. You think they don't have an argument here?
It is an escape route tactics that they will try to offer to the public. Which, of course, you are aware, those people that are listening are also aware, and they understand the inadequacy of what have prompted the action of other opposition leaders to raise the bar high on the placard. Trust me, whether they say vote worry on it or whether they say vote were on it, it is a violation to our election law. And I'm having the backing too for NEC. So the argument here should be why NEC call press conference. If they were in the referral interest that in fact they only posted that because of the February 4th rally, why NEC have called press conference on this and agree in conclusion analysis with me that in fact they are doing it for campaign purposes. I am saying this was growing the violence in our election. You have roughly about 200 and some odd days to election to have a growing violence in our election where we have enjoyed peace and stability in this country. Trust me, the ECOWAS, the AU, the EU, the UN are not ready to send troops back here to this country. We must protect this peace that we have here in this country at all costs. If anything try to undermine the peace, we must stand up courageous to it and say to our leaders, this is wrong. The NEC have raised the issue on it. They never asked NEC the question. Did they?
And MacClean, may I ask here, talking about the NEC rather, writing on it, issuing a warning, informing now violators according to his communication. did that go far enough in your opinion, just by saying, hey, this is in violation? Because I think within the election laws is one in similar violation, the NEC can also fine them, even if they should go as far as finding the individuals who are in this violation. Would that be enough? Is there more that you wish to see to stop this behavior?
Yes. The first thing to do here is to correct it. And you send a caveat, a clear-cut caveat across to whosoever not to entrench in such action during electionary process again in our country. So, in my mind, the first action next should have taken when they read that press conference is to do what? Bring the poster down, and then you can find the parties involved. But you cannot read a blank check statement to the public. You know how many times people have read statement in this country, and the statement is not actualized and realized in the rightful interest of our country? You are aware. You are following Liberian training issues more than I do. So, next, you have done the rightful thing to Liberian people by getting on the street with the force, bringing down all of those placards, and going forward by funding a huge level of fund on those parties that is engaged into the act. But however, in my mind, I have found out that possibility exists. The NEC is compromised. And let me say this on record. Possibility exists. The NEC bus is compromised. What do I mean by NEC bus is compromised?
MacClean, let me hold you that. MacClean, let me hold you that. I mean, you are venturing into territories here that you might be, you may have to provide some facts here. I mean, the NEC boss may be compromised?
Yes.
What suggests that?
Thank you so kindly. Last year, if you can recall, the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission did capture the NEC boss in the report on grounds that, in fact, there were money that was given for Teme Meter and other assault attempts never actualized and realized. The investigation went on, NEC was sent to the court. Up to present, nothing cannot come from out of that investigation. I'm saying, as a TI, that in fact, the government is using that as a tool against NEC for us not to blow wide on government and on government officials in the cycle. Not only that, the 2022 fiscal budget year have expired. In that budget year, there were money that were allotted to the NEC for maintenance. That money has not been actualized since the way after National Brown take over in all other budget year. It is in this year that, in fact, through our advocates and liberal advocates, that in fact the government has to squeeze out a little hand of money to NEC. Some of the characteristics that the NEC boss come with is accountability, is transparency, and you have to be independent. So when we say possibility exists, the NEC boss is compromised, you should look at from all cycles. You are aware about the Teme Meter process. What is the account? What is the account of it? There were money that was given for a computer and all of that. What is the account? Are you not saying something here? Are you? You are aware that in fact some political parties have also accused the NEC in our country of siding with political party in confusion here in our country. It is not the first time. It is not the second time.
Thank you.
It's becoming habitual in our country. So that was I said. It is possible. I'm not saying it is truth. I'm saying it is possible that in fact the NEC boss has been compromised. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you. Thank you. Folks in cyberspace, if you are just joining us, this is Focus on Liberia. I'm Anthony here hosting. We are in conversation with Advocate MacClean Renner. He's a one-man protester. He's a lone advocate. He has a history of taking a one-man protest at any institution where he sees problem. At some point, he was at the NEC, that is the National Election Commission, where he held a one-man protest calling for the NEC to pin that building because the building was looking very, very ugly. And based on his protest, from what we learned, the National Election Commission is now in the process of painting the building. At some point, he went to the Monrovia City Corporation where he protested and he got brutalized. This time, he took his one-man protest to the Capitol. That is at the National Legislature. There's banners have been posted on the building. One carrying the picture of Abachi, Buffer Chimba, Vice President Joel Howard Taylor, and President Weir. That one, they mounted it there for the State of the Nation address by the president. And since that happened, that poster or banner has been hanging then. So Yaka Koluba said, no, this is campaign. And he designed a banner, one carrying Bwaka's picture for 2023 and another one Cummings for 2023. MacClean is saying this is not right. In addition to seeing President, we have placards in the streets of Monrovia for so long that I stay there. Why are these people doing this? This is in violation, according to him, of NEC law, chapter 12, he cited. And so he got in trouble again, this time being manhandled by officers at the National Legislature. Let us watch. So, folks, as you can see, that is Advocate MacClean being taken away by officers at the National Legislature. He's been thrown on the ground there. He's been dragged and being pulled away. There you see they are running with him, dragging him on the cement floor there. There he is. He's getting manhandled by those security forces. I don't know why they couldn't call the police on him. I don't know whether it is within their right to do so, to grab him and take him away. More than likely, they feel that he's in violation. Let's continue to listen.
He's been put out of the building, the compound. Here he is. He's been dragged out.
MacClean Renner, what
happened?
What caused the action this afternoon? MacClean.
Come. You guys are witness. You guys are witness. You guys are witness. You are saying.
May I make your phone? Yes. I make your phone.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. You are saying with our own eyes. You are saying with our own eyes. Now you understand that this country is a country of law. Now you understand that Liberia must stand up. Now you must realize that in fact, this country needs a revolutionary approach. Trust me, if the NDC cannot take action of this, I will come back here again for it down. I will come back here. My close everything I do with me. My close everything I do. They have naked me. They are naked me. It was Buffer Timos. It was Buffer Timos. It was Abachi. Security that dragged me also. You are a witness. You are a witness. Jailers are here. Trust me. Jailers are here.
What prompted your action?
Let me tell you something. They have not been campaigning to have people putting blocker on the street. Some of us, we speak and we are action to our speaking. When I say to you guys that in fact I will put whosoever partner that coming up ready, today's the day. That's part where you come from. Whether you for CDC, whether you for ANC, whether you for Union Party, wherever you are from, that blocker must come down. We must maintain the peace of this country. We must remain consistent advocacy. Some of us, we are unbendable. We are unchangeable. We are untouchable.
There was the lone advocate after getting dragged away and manhandled by security forces at the Capitol, speaking to the media. Saying, folks, you can see for yourself. What comes to my mind now, Advocate MacClean, who is your inspiration for this kind of advocacy that you are involved with? What is driving you, to do this? Who inspire you as a loan advocate? You care to tell us?
I'm gonna make to you that in fact there are two individuals that I often look at the clips. I often try to look at the trade. One is Bobby Wine. Then the other one is our own good friend and brother, Patrick Swar. I think you know Patrick Swar.
He's a friend. He's always here at the platform. I know him.
Yeah, he's one person I admire a lot. His stance at the time in our country, reaching down for his advocacy on flag, reaching down on other national issues, and then he mean well for this country. And honestly, Liberians makes him a lot. So
I thought you were also called what's his name, Albert. I thought you will mention him too. He was it was this one the loan advocate as well. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Patrick Swar, Patrick Swar is one man that Patrick Swar is one man. Martin Colley and others. Those are guys who, in my mind, is working diligently and honestly to the betterment of this country. I admire them a lot.
Thank you. I'm sure you might have heard about Gandhi and you might have heard about Dr. Martin Luther King. Have you?
Sure.
Do they inspire you?
They do, but I believe that in fact I should look at the footstep of my leaders here on ground, not look at the footstep on other leaders from other places. Other people in other places can follow suit from their leaders. But like I call Bobby Wine to you, like I call Bobby Wine to you. Yeah, he's my friend on Twitter. We talk sometimes, exchange text messages and stuff like that. So he's a very nice guy to us. So I follow him. But for Liberia on by, it's Patrick Swar, it's Martin Collins, and other guys to also.
What's about Julius Malema? Does he inspire you too? I'm asking because as an advocate, it's good sometimes to be inspired by one person, but if you see individuals in the same line of advocacy, you want to read about them, you want to see their strategy, you want to see what they've done, that made them to be successful. That's what I'm asking. And the other reason I'm asking you question.
The South African revolutionary Julius Malema is very good. I must admit. His ideology he brings to the modern South Africa is well noted. He has taken fight in parliament. He has fought for all
right, folks, bear with us there. There got to be a glitch at the end of our guest. Mr. Theo Williams, if you are there, you want to come to make some adjustment here. Okay, that's good. All is set. Yeah, you were in speech there. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's welcoming. I follow all of those guys on social media. One of my regular followers on social media is the president of the United States of America, Joe Biden. If you go to a recent post, I just retweet a recent post this morning. So I follow them a lot. I follow most of those guys a lot. But honestly, Patrick Swar and Martin Colley is the two guys from our country I actually admire in our dispensation.
All right. I mean, I like that, you are like following Liberians. It's good for all to, follow people from our country. Sometimes you listen to Liberians who focus on people in other countries. The reason I asked you the question about these other individuals, the Martin Luther King, Gandhi, even the Patrick Swar you talk about, even the Martin Colley you talk about. I mentioned Albert as well. A good number of them in their advocacy, they did it as a team. They have followers. They were not like lone protester for the most part, especially Martin Luther King, Gandhi, even Patrick Swar. He was with the Student Unification Party. Martin Colley will always bring an institution together, bring back our money campaign. And then, I know he has been writing as a lone man. So what I'm getting to here is You think you can be successful if you do this alone, or you hoping that some people will join this advocacy?
Honestly, it is not my wish to carry on advocacy alone, but it is a tragedy of Liberia advocacy. If you can give me a little bit minute, I can explain to you.
Yeah, go
When
ahead.
that wonderful day, I staged a protest at the Monrovia Corporation. I had a meeting on social media with none less than detective comrade. We assembled at the grounds of the University of Liberia, and we assembled underneath the relation part of our heart. You will imagine that, in fact, before the briefing of that meeting, five persons disappeared. As soon as we reached around Stella Marie's, 6 person disappeared. This is a tragedy of struggle in our country. Before we could bend the curve to go, only 2 persons were behind me. And there's a saying I say in a revolution, whenever you are on a revolution, there is struggle. And people are retreating, they possess fear. If those guys that remain to fight the battle, at the final analysis, we will get to the city hall, there were only 2 guys behind me, and they were fighting by the retreat of all our brothers who were fought inside. I was left with no alternative but to stand with courage, to stand with my word, to stand with my conviction on that wonderful day at the Monrovia Corporation and hold the placard. At the final analysis, we did what we could do and raise the bar high on the Monrovia Corporation. So, in Liberia, another thing again is that as soon as you say to your brothers, the sisters that in fact, let's go and do this protest in the interest of our country, they have a second thought that in fact, somebody is sponsoring you, they want to make money out of it and all of that. Some of us know we do things based on our conviction for love for our country and peace moving forward. So if anybody want to join, we are open. I'm open to anybody to join. You can call me at any point in time to say, MacClean, I want to join the advocacy for to do this. Like I said to you, I received 6 different calls from different communities, groups that want to join in this to take down all of those placards from the street. If NEC cannot do so, from here I'm on my way to ERW to Dupero to have a meeting with some youth group. They can ask the guy for his estimated youth group. He said they are over 50. There are over 50 in the group. Send me some photos and all of that. So
MacClean, you care to comment more on the incident at the Monrovia City Hall when, from what I'm hearing from you, you were beaten. So how it all started? How bad was it? Who all beat you?
It's a sad event that I don't love to retrospect on because I lost my life. I almost gave us the ghost on that wonderful day. If you were to go to my page, you will see the bleeding of blood in the public's gate. I bled profusely. That even had to go to the hospital that day and take blood. However, I was beaten by the Monrovia City Corporation police officers, beaten by the Monrovia City Corporation police officer in uniform. In uniform. They were in color clothes. They were in uniform. One of them were wearing a white shirt. The other one were in the regular uniform. It all happened when there were major condemnation from our international partners and state actors. You are aware that sometime last year, the street of Monrovia was one of the dirtiest places on this planet Earth. You listen to the EU ambassador who said that in fact, Monrovia is the dirtiest city you have ever seen, and shockingly, he did retract his statement from 1 or 2 international projects. We agree. So you listen to Michael McCarthy, who also added a voice to it and other condemnation for all what's alive in our society. I thought it was that in fact we need to do the raffle thing because there's a notion there in our country that in fact people is afraid of Jefferson Tama Koji, the current mayor of the Monrovia Corporation. There is a rumors, which have challenged that rumor that in fact no one in this country is afraid of Koji. And I think for Koji to do another thing will come down high on him and raise the bar. It is on the basis of that I risked my life, went there, and then I flagged the issue calling for the Monrovia Corporation to be audited with all of the funds that were coming from international partners, that were coming from government and other sources. We cannot have our street to be dirty like this. We cannot have that compounded in our street and people are complaining on a daily basis. And on the third day of my advocacy, while I'm waiting the news from the OKFM that 2 o'clock our brutalized, it was heard from the motorcyclists and the student from the Salvation Army School who came running to my rescue there and put me on back, and then they carried me at OKFM. For there, I went at the hospital where I was unconscious for some time and came up to myself. So the issue is clear. That was the exact.
So the reason for your protest at the Monrovia City Corporation was to call on the Monrovia City Corporation to clean the city and maybe some other things?
To clean the city and also invite GSC to order them, because there's two things. In my statement, I've never said to anybody that in fact the Monrovia City Corporation is corrupt. No, I've never said it. I said two things happen. It's either the fund that we are giving the Monrovia City Corporation is not enough. So there's a need for the call for audit. All the fund we are giving the Monrovia City Corporation is squandered on a daily basis. So it's either we call for audit to balance our checkbooks here on a daily basis, because audit is international best practice. You cannot have our international partners giving you money and then there's no accountability being found out on the money. So my advocacy at the Monrovia City Corporation was to call on the Monrovia City Corporation boss to be audited, because all of the money we were giving him, there was nothing being done with it. Our street was still dirty. There were employees that were complaining that in fact they aren't taking pay and all of that. So it was my call at the time.
Thank you. And let us also talk about your protest action at the National Election Commission. That one did not get you into trouble. You didn't get beaten. I know you got, dragged and at the legislature, and then you got flogged at the Monrovia City Corporation. The one at NEC, you didn't get in trouble, isn't it?
The one at NEC, although some trouble was there, because I was slapped, I was pushed by the chief of security. There, you go to the video clip, you will see that the chief of security, I was slapped and pushed by him, but I remained saber because I had a brush in my hand when doing all of that. I could have pinned him, violent posture and stuff, but my aim objective there we must start the citizen verification of the NEC. And of course, as I stated that, in fact, because I protest for 2 weeks, I put my placard for 2 weeks, the workers are there. Every morning I will go at the NEC with my one placard. I will leave that the whole day on Ringo Belly. I won't eat nothing. I will get there, I will protest the whole day, and then I will go home. 2 weeks.
And MacClean,
Monday, I said that in fact I will bring a 1 cup of pin, and that 1 cup of pin will start the painting of this place, and I will call on every other librarian to come and bring the pin, to come and join me in the struggle. So I was there, I started painting, and as I speak to you now, you are aware, other folks in Radio Land that is watching this are also aware that in fact the painting process has started at NEC. I received 2 different calls, one from the NEC, one from GSA, that they have started the painting. Maybe in the course of this month, when the work go to an appreciation level, I will get there and do an update to the public too also.
Thank you. Thank you. And MacClean, I'm curious here. You are a young man. Liberia has so many young people, many of whom are feeling whatever is going on in the country, talking about the economic hardship, unemployment, lack of opportunities for them. And you are protesting for the right things to be done. You want better conditions in our country. Most of the political leaders in our country, officials in our country, or elected officials are elected overwhelmingly by the young people. And most of the young people are now holding these people accountable. Do you get frustrated at times that it's more like you are the only one standing here and your friends are just walking away? In the case of your protest at the Monrovia City Corporation, all there about 20% retreated and you were left alone and you got flogged and you landed in a hospital. Do you feel frustrated sometimes?
I must admit, at no point in time I felt frustrated in my advocacy. It is because I do it with my mind, I do it with my heart, I do it with courage, and I do it for love for country. So if you support, if you don't support, I'm not deterred. That's why I can always say I stand courageous. I stand tall in my advocacy. I believe that, in fact, before this country could reach to this level, there were men, there were women who fought to bring it to where we are. And we too must fight in all we can to turn it over to the next generation. Moving forward, there are a lot of disappointment in advocacy here in our country. Lot of disappointment. The reason why you see that my Bible school fee has not been paid is because somebody said to me I should support the government before they can help me to pay my school fees.
What school are you attending, MacClean? What school are you attending?
I attended the African Methodist Episcopal University.
Okay.
Yeah, I read political science and English there. So the person couldn't pay my Bible school fees, my Bible arrears. Up and now, I'm not getting my grade sheet out just because I failed to support the CDC. So see that. See what some of our youth are subdued to in this country. If you don't align with them, they will marginalize you, education, they will marginalize you, everything you have. If you be consistent and persistent, they will come after you by maybe beating you or doing something to you in our country. And it's just a tragedy.
What kind of Liberia are you advocating for? What kind of Liberia you hope to see?
I hope to see a Liberia that our youth will stand up to those leaders and say that, in fact, this is wrong. Our youth will make the right decision in election period that will bring transformation to this country, because it is our vote that gave them the power to go and represent us. We entrust them with our sacrifices. When they get there, they squander an opportunity and forget about us. We have to impact our youth on a daily basis. For me, I pray to God one thing is education. If I can get education on a daily basis, that is my greatest prayer to the Almighty God. Because in Liberia, majority of us here, we are educated. That's why we always make wrong decisions when we get to the ballot box. They will come, they give you $30. $30 for one day, and then you let them for 6 years. You suffer yourself. You suffer yourself.
Thank you.
Look at the condition of us here in this country. Our youth need to be educated. That is the rightful thing for us. Giving us money will not help us here in this country. But building recreation center, building colleges, building university, it will help us here in this country.
Thank you.
Trust me, we need to be educated here in this country. It will bring this country up to speed as fast as you cannot think.
Thank you. And folks, in cyberspace, if you're just joining us, Focus on Liberia, Anson is here, hosting, of course, the Hour of Politics. Advocate, and I like to say lone advocate, one-man protester and activist, MacClean Renner is my guest. He got in trouble again at the Capitol or at the legislature for trying to take down banners carrying the pictures of political actors, and he believes that those are in violation of election laws. He got in trouble some time ago at the Monrovia City Hall. He got beaten mercilessly. He got manhandled yesterday, and he got bruises on his hand. When we return, before we read your comments, he will show the scar on his hands for getting manhandled by security forces at the Capitol. We will be right back, and don't go anywhere if you want to see the scar on this man who remains undeterred in his advocacy.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jar.
And I am Anthony CA in an exclusive with loan advocate MacClean Renner, who got in trouble again at the Capitol. Comrade, you got dragged, mercilessly dragged, and thrown on the floor. You have some scars. Do you care to show to our viewers what happened to you?
Yeah, so like you see, I got some scars here, and I have some up on my waist here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I can see that.
So my legs is also a very hectic one for me. And I'm gonna use this medium to extend my thanks to Theo, who has been doing extremely well for me. Like, he was with me this morning at the hospital, where after my 1 or 2 checkup, and then we came here. So a very big thank to Big Brother Theo down here, often checking on me since last night. He been checking on the phone and where I sleeping and all of that, because I never went home last night, and maybe probably this week I won't go home. I try to avoid my place, because I was told by a friend in the security, which of course I don't want to call a name, that in fact I should avoid places that people know that in fact I will be, because they will be tailing on me. So it's a very difficult time for me, and I hope that God can do everything possible to take me through in this hard time.
And let's talk about your medical bills. You might have accrued some financial responsibility there. How is it?
I must admit, it is a very huge one, which of course I don't think it will not be right for me to announce it, because I sort of go for X-ray on my legs to see what happening, and then continue my treatment and all of that. So it's a very huge one. It's a very huge one. It was Theo who added me up this morning for the treatment. It was Theo who added me up this morning to also, because when I told him the cash I had to sleep somewhere, pay for room last night to sleep, and then this morning get to the hospital, do registration and all of that. Yeah,
so Liberians listening to you right now, any message for them, any help you seeking at this time, given that you are in pain and you have to seek treatment and you may not have all the money?
I don't want to say that I want to seek help from Liberian, but if you do it benevolently, I will accept it, but I don't want for people to misconstrue it in a different context. But if you do it benevolent, it will actually be helpful, and I will well appreciate it in this hard time.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, folks. In cyberspace, we will now go to your comments, but I will ask on MacClean's behalf that if you wish to share with this young man anything that you would like to share with him, let us know, and then we will share with you his SendWave contact, so that you can share with him any little you have, so that he can use it to go through this difficult period. Like he said, he has X-ray, so he does not know what the exact bill is going to be for his medical treatment. We will read some comments here quickly, and please in the comment section, if you want to contribute to him, we will do so. Let us read comments now. Joseph Clarence Dario, following from La Grand Bassa County, Liberia. David Bokot, good morning, my brother. I'm following. and watching with eagle eyes. Thank you, Mr. Boko, for watching Manka Saliv. We are so proud of this young man. Keep it up, comrade. And the comrade is in pain right now, and he needs whatever little that any of you can chip in to help with his medical bills. He broke the law in his effort to uphold the law. Sam Wallow is sounding like somebody who believes in Dr. Martin Luther King. He said, you broke the law to uphold the law. Wow, that sounds like, how they call it? That's a way they pull it. Benjamin Jonah, I can see this guy becoming the next guy who burned himself. Oh, Benjamin Jonah. Benjamin Jonah, yeah. So you have become the next police. Let's hear from Bill Willie. Look, this other, okay, he's insulting, and we don't appreciate insults here. Bill, you need to refine yourself here. Please do not burn yourself too. Benjamin Jonah is on a cautioning and maybe a negative picture that he pushing. Smart advocate say is the best advocacy, MacClean. Be wise. Don't risk your life. That is our man Elvis Murray. He said, hey, you can advocate, but do not risk your life. I mean, you got beaten at the Monrovia City Corporation. You said you could have gotten killed. You will be gone today. And Liberians might not even remember you, my friend. Sam Wallow, I will not be surprised if he is arrested by the police over the next several days. All right. Let's see. CAB. It is rating 2023 for what? You know, the person is saying 2023 is written on the banner. That could mean that they are campaigning for 2023. He's making a silent point. It's silent, maybe salient point. Answering. Let us hear from Mountain here. You are a typical Liberian. That's exactly how we behave. Benjamin Jonah is busy here. You are now the new peacekeeper, Benjamin. Benjamin. He is on something here. This behavior should not be encouraged or accepted. If every impatient complainant does what he did, there will be anarchy. This is unacceptable. What is he going to do next? That person writes. Let's hear from Tina C. Elliott. My man, please take your time to explain. Let's hear from Task here. Liberia is a country of law, not of man. Let's hear from Prince Sam Wallow. He should have been held and turned over to the police for vandalism and destruction of property, not taken out in the way that is part of the problem. More comments here from our viewers. Let's hear from Advocate Hawa Mesga. Commemorating perfect answer. We don't need anyone to stand with our conviction. One man can make a change, and Hawa has a history of doing similar protests. Hawa again, how much is the balance of your school fees, comrade? Most of us are not aware. Please send that information when you get it. Hawa, you can rest assured. Focus on Liberia will send that information to you, and comrade, so that's information you can share with us. And then we'll get it to Hawaii, and maybe she will pick it from there. I'm sure she will pick it from there. Now, maybe this is not their first time. They keep violating your rights, but we have reported it to the appropriate channels, she writes. Moses Colley writes, you are a hero. The rule of law must be restored in Liberia. Let's hear from Samuel Tapla. You have been arrested for your own stupidity. The law is the law. However, you will still be arrested. I don't know what authority are you for being so. Hawaii again writes, Christopher Sisulu and many others protested peacefully. They still violated them. What came out of it? You know, making a point to those who are saying your protest was not peaceful. I think a protest was peaceful. Anyway, somebody said no. Anthony C. knows very well that what you did was illegal. FOL, please send the information privately. Thanks. We will do so, however. Sam Wallow, this is bad precedent. Anthony, careful with soliciting funds in these circumstances. Sam Wallow is telling me that Even though the man has been brutalized, he's in pain, we shouldn't help him because he broke the law. So he should suffer the consequences. Sam Wallow, I like your thinking. We stand with you. Their leaders broke the law every day. That is Hawa. And Sam Wallow again, I care to. So Sam Wallow, two things can be true at the same time. He may have violated the law, as you are suggesting. But the fact that he was brutalized, does it warrant that? When somebody breaks the law, do you take the law into your own hands? So let's say he's wrong. Does that make them to be in the right to brutalize him in that way? And now that he's in pain, what do we do for the brother? Let him suffer in pain and maybe die? Samuel, I like your thinking. Benjamin Jonah is a big joker who haven't been to Liberia in 30 years. He needs help. Benjamin Jonah, someone is coming after you for your comments. Someone better might think they are twisted. Comrade, you just listening to your fellow citizens commenting, debating the issue, some agreeing with you, some disagreeing with you. Your final thoughts here, sir.
Thank you. I must admit that no matter how it play out, we will do what we can in our weak way to make sure that, in fact, our country can maintain the peace that we have enjoyed in this country. Moving forward, in conclusion, thanks to all those who comment and watch this live. I also want to extend my deepest thanks and appreciation to Theo and the FOL, Focus on Liberia platform. That, in fact, it was a rare one coming on this platform, and I look forward to another big interaction. To conclude, not too long, we will get back on the street and do the rougher thing for our people. Like you said, we will try to do what is right in this hard time. No matter the circumstances, no matter how they see it, no matter who comes after us, we don't care. Liberia is bigger more than whosoever. And as such, wherever you are, I'm calling on you to get in your community, get in your places. Whosoever that put on a poster, to bring it down immediately. You need to stand up as a citizen of that generation. Liberia needs you more than ever before in this hard time. If Liberia is to maintain a peace and stability moving forward, that law is resting on the 60 to 70% of youth that comprises in the generation. Thank you for the opportunity. Activist MacClean Renner from Liberia.
MacClean Renner, lone advocate who has been protesting as a one-man intellectual soldier, seeking answers for things he sees in our country as wrong. I will conclude this broadcast with two comments from dear sister Hawa Menska that I agree with. How come many Liberians who are tapping here don't confront their leaders who are lawbreakers? What is selective and situational people, she writes. And Hawa again. They can stand with their killers and looters. We will stand with Advocate Rennie for shining a light on illegal campaign awareness. And here is my take. There are political leaders in our country. Their records are distasteful, some of them. And thousands of Liberians stand with them. We know the records are clear. Some took away the lives of Liberians. Some did it in broad day. And they even have churches. And yet Liberians who are religious stand with them. And yet some will muster the courage to come against a young man who is doing what in his best minds needs to be done to highlight what is wrong in our country. He has harmed no one. He has killed no one. All the young man has done is to say this is wrong and follow up with action. Dr. Martin Luther King protested. Rosa Parks protested. Set in action is allowed. We know of nonviolence action. We know of civil disobedience. What can you expect him to do? Say it for his hands. Today, based on his action, the National Election Commission is being painted. Our leaders will not fund that institution club with the authority to serve as a fulcrum for the transition of power in our country. If that building cannot get painted, what more can it do, people? And today it's been painted because of this young man protest, and he even got thanks from the very National Election Commission, thanking him. Thank you for saying this. He got brutalized for asking the Monrovia City Corporation to clean our city. And you have an Abbott Cheer, a Buffer Chimber, a Joel Howard Taylor, a George Weah have their placards on the building that houses the first branch of government, and no one said nothing. And so Yaka Koluba with mad one carrying Cummings' picture and Waka's picture, and Liberia is a helpless nation. And then young man said, this is wrong. According to him, he flagged the issue. He informed National Election Commission. He talked to some people at the legislature to carry his concerns to the leadership of that legislative branch of government, and no one said something. No one did nothing. And so now he is the bad guy. Millions have been spent on these people to do the right thing. They are doing the wrong thing. They are lawbreakers. A president with placards in the streets of Monrovia on a rally bearing 2023. Oh, so this young man is your problem. I see it. Oh, yeah, I see it. What is nation that is not understanding itself? I hope we get it, and I hope we do soon. For the sooner we do, the better it will be for this country, Liberia. My name is Anthony C, and I hold no apology, because this country, we must fight for it the way we see it best. And this is how I see it. On that note, the program, The Hour of Politics, will close with this song that says, we are all Liberians. Oh, yes, we are. And oh, yes, I understand whether you disagree with MacClean or not. For his line of advocacy, we are all Liberians. Whether you agree with those who killed and loot and corrupt the nation, and you just whine and take no action, we are all Liberians. Whether you disagree with our approach for giving him the platform to hear from him, to see his side, we are all Liberians. And Liberia remains that nation. We all play our part in our own time. Until I see you again, I owe you no apology. And the song, We Are All Liberians, will take us home. Comrade MacClean, if we get any information, we will share with you. We'll seek your information and share with Comrade Howard Meska, and then she will pick it from there. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you, young brother.
Thank you.
Say bye-bye to all.
We are Liberia.